Head out to work. What's up, guys? I guess you wanted to see my cart too? You guys never get enough, do you? I showed you my box. I told you I was going to do it in the next video, but I'm getting millions of people harassing me about seeing the rest of my tools, because I can't possibly earn a living with only the tools I showed in my Epic 84. So let's do a quick tour of the cart. My cart that I set up to kind of look like my Epic box, although it's not an Epic. The Epic cart was like $2,800 or something like that, so this one was $1,700 or so. Got a pretty good deal on it. Obviously I changed the handle draw edges were black. I made them silver, so at least it's kind of close to my Epic 84. But a little bit of clutter right now, doing a water pump on a Ford. Anyway, let's get into this box. This is a Rhino line sliding top, which I kind of like. The only problem I have with that is that it kind of gets in everybody else's way when I'm opening it up to get stuff out of it. I basically work out of this cart, and my Epic 84 is my go-to for anything I can't fit in my cart. My cart goes to the job with me. Something to keep in mind. Some of you guys might want to do it that way too. It's a lot quicker, a lot less walking. Keep my 1/2-inch impact. This is my preferred tool, my baby 1/2-inch. It does 90% of what I need to do, and it's a lot easier on my hands and stuff. Keep an electric one for when I don't want to drag an air hose with me. Ingersoll Rand's my preferred brand for that. Even my air guns are Ingersoll Rand as well. My favorite air ratchet, Snap-on. The only problem I have with this thing is it turns in the handle all the time. I have to unlock everything, realign it, and tighten it back down. But this Mac quarter drive I rarely use. Bought it years ago and just don't use it so much since I got electric ones now. So let's see what we got here. The electric ones are what I go to, so that air one will be a backup if this thing goes bad someday, and waiting for Snappy to come in and repair it or to replace it from I might go with Milwaukee next time. These are kind of pricey. I think it was $429 or something with a charger and 2 batteries, but it's a fantastic tool, super handy. The rocker switch is my preferred method on these electric impacts. This is actually an electric impact, not just a driver, so it's pretty good at some decent bolts, probably up to like 25-30 foot-pounds. I think they rate it quite a bit higher than that, but in reality that's what it actually does. Keep my my stuff, like I use this to clean gaskets, like on this timing cover job I did on this Ford. I use this wire wheel on my angle grinder to clean off the gasket material without scratching the metal as much as you know, you don't want to use something like this on a timing cover, something fragile aluminum. You don't want to be digging metal away, so I use that and a combination of plastic scrapers. So, but anyway, here's my daily sockets. This is what I use as my backup for my big socket drawer. You guys saw that in the big toolbox tour. So the side cart has the stuff I'm using basically on a daily basis. Chrome quarter inch, some of the common Torx, common Allens, deep swivel impacts, bigger Torx. These are quarter drive, 3/8, 3/8 impact, and 1/2-inch. Keep my trusty Snap-on ratchets. That's my preferred ratchet, long and a short. And then I have a stubby ratchet that's been with me for quite a while. I only use when I need to turn something by hand, but I can't fit some electric or air tool in there. Knuckle tools, real handy. If you can't get into a tight spot with a ratchet or something, this little tool comes in super handy. This ratchet I don't use quite as much. Matco, I don't use quite as much as this one for some reason. I think this has a nicer click to it, and I can get in tighter spots, and it doesn't take as much of a swing as this older Matco ratchet does. a couple quarter drive ratchets, swivel head and short, quite a few extensions. You guys saw I still have the shrink wrap on my locking quarter drive extension set that I got. You guys saw that one, right? Got a good deal on it, so I couldn't pass up, right? But these are the quarter drive extensions I use basically on a daily basis. 3/8 extensions, some of them wobble, some of them are straight. The rest of my, oh, did I show you all of the top stuff? I also have some long screwdrivers, some grabber tools if you drop something, a magnetic flexible grabber tool that I can twist around as I need, nail brush, backup flashlight for the backup flashlight another extendable magnet, mirror. This is my hood lock tool. You know, everyone comes in with hood shocks that don't work, so this is good. If I can't talk them into spending 40 bucks on hood shocks, I can at least lock their hood prop up, keep from smacking my head. Some hose removal tools. I think I showed you guys these things work great. Hose clamp tools. Showed you that drawer. Let's go to drawer number 2. My wrenches. Keep my gear wrenches common sizes in this cart. Common size snap-on wrenches, flank drive. It's got the teeth on there so that it gets crappier nuts and stuff pretty good. Trim tools for, you know, taking door panels off and things like that. Dash trim. You don't want to use metal screwdrivers and scratch stuff up, obviously. Gasket scrapers for stuff that's not quite as gentle. 2 different sizes. Some bungee cords if I want to lock electrical harnesses out of my way so I don't have to hold them up with something. Hose cutting tool. Real cool tape measure my wife got me for Christmas a couple of years ago that I use quite a bit. It actually locks out. The default is to lock, so you can measure stuff easily, and it's 25 feet long, so you can measure truck wheelbases and stuff, like if you're doing exhaust repair or whatever. Battery cleaning tools, Sharpies, paint pens for marking timing stuff, brake hose clamps, my small pick set, which the other one's right here. Let's put that back. Schrader tools for when I'm doing AC or tire repairs and stuff like that. The most common line removal tool you'll ever use, I keep in there. Some of my random gear wrench flexible head wrenches, I keep those there too. I don't want to go back to my big box for that stuff. My plier drawer. Now this is my backup for my other plier drawer I showed you guys. Remember that drawer, right? That's my other plier drawer, where I also keep my belt tensioner tool set. This is a long reach hose clamp plier tool. Works really good. I like this a lot. If you can't get somewhere with your hands, then you stick this end down there to get to it. Works really good. I have had to replace the cable once on it, but it's pretty durable. Big set of channel locks, a bunch of vice grips, sorted needle nose pliers, locking pliers. I like these tools as well. I use these for sometimes taking electrical connectors off. You can grab an electrical connector and pull it off without squeezing and crushing it to get to the tabs, because of the fact that it's a circle. You got plastic pop clips on your Toyotas and Hondas and stuff that get super annoying. These tools are great for popping those loose. Spark plugs, spark plug tools. These are great for turning tie rod ends, doing alignments and stuff like that. We do have a pretty high-end alignment machine. Third drawer. Fourth drawer. This is where I keep my impact extensions, torque extensions I mean, test lights for injectors and things like that, vacuum gauge for checking engine mechanical condition. I also use it for back pressure. That's an adapter for testing exhaust back pressure through the O2. KV tester, you guys remember those? Old school KV tester. I have a modern digital one in my cabinet too. My pipe for more leverage, assorted hammers and pry bars. Spark checker kit comes in real handy. This is my remote start. You guys don't have a friend that can help you cranking something, you can hook this up to the starter while you're under the hood. Push the little button. You can see with my meat hooks here, if I can grab it. Push that little button. Cranks your engine for you, so you don't need to stop somebody else doing what they're doing. And then I got my electrical drawer. Sorted pinchers. This is a great kit, this Power Probe kit. Sorted pinchers. Of course, if you use these, you got to put some clear nail polish in the holes you'll make. Extensions and stuff comes in handy with the voltmeter. Got to have a colored monitor on your voltmeter. These are assorted probes, back probes and stuff. Extension leads for that. Fuse buddies, test lights for soldering wires. Holds the wires together while you work on them. Mini torch. Soldering gun, which I use for fixing plastic and for soldering wires. Wire crimper, stripper. This is the automatic wire stripper. A lot of you guys have probably seen these, but you grab the wire and then it pulls the insulation off for you, so you can crimp a connector on the end. This is a higher end wire terminal kit. Some of you guys might not have seen one of these. You change out the ends to crimp wires the way the factory does. It's got a whole bunch of adapters in there and stuff like that. It's a great little kit. I don't use it a lot, but it comes in real handy when I need it. And what's happening? Huh? Yeah, I'm shooting video on my cart. Slide hammer set. Comes in real handy with the hub for imports and domestics. Has a 3-jaw adapter. Grinding tool for cutting metal. Heat gun, staple gun. Square tool for when I'm building cars and doing stuff, fabricating. Sanders, chisels. Anybody know what that is? Leave a comment if you know what that tool is. Personal fan. That's it. That's my tool cart. I keep some hand towels on the side, and I oil my tools every day, like I'm sure you guys do. You're always going to put some oil in your air guns every use, right? This is another kind of air tool oil. This is cutting fluid for when you're going to be drilling or tapping stuff. This stuff works really good to protect your bits. Lubricates without stopping the cutting from working, like regular motor oil would reduce the cutting effect. But you guys want to see my other cart, my other cabinet? This is where I put the tools I can't fit. My vacuum fill tool, pressure fill tool, my vacuum bleeding set, ball joint, and a cooling system test kit. Want to see a cooling system test kit? That's pretty big. That's my cooling system test kit. Does basically every kind of car you could imagine. I labeled it all because I didn't want to have to look in the book to see which adapter might work, or go by feel, or you know, go back and forth to the box to find the right one. So I just labeled them. I put my snap-on emblem on this just because it felt right, and I had an emblem laying around. Face shield. Face shield to stay safe. You definitely don't want to do a lot of cutting and heavy grinding and stuff without something in there to protect your beautiful face, because the modeling career will if you get a nasty scar, your modeling career is over. But let's see what we got here. Backup angle grinder set, combustion set, COP scope. This actually comes in real handy. This is for testing coil on plugs, spark plug wires, all kinds of things. Got all kinds of different patterns and stuff. Ball joint and pitting arm puller set, gunsmithing set. Any of you guys that work on firearms at all as a hobby, this little set comes in handy so you're not scratching up all your delicate gun parts. Brass drifts, some tapes, metal prep stuff, cleaners, and all my soaps and stuff are up there. Synthetic glaze, this stuff works great if you want to. It lasts way longer than wax on a car. You guys want a little tip, synthetic sealant 2.0 from j.myers. That's really good stuff. Got a dial indicator for setting up differentials and things like that. Vacuum pump kit, compression tester, a seal installer kit, which is pretty cool. Show you guys that. It's a pretty cool set. Shows you a little bit about what's going on with it. All the little adapters and stuff for putting in cam seals in hard to reach areas. You use the cam bolt threads to pull the seal in with these different adapters and all. Kit works real good. See if I can get that to close with one hand. Alright. What else we got? Balancer puller for blind balancers, where you got to use the shaft. There's a bunch of different link rods. Power steering puller set. Rear caliper tool for turning the pistons in. Blind bearing puller for when you can't get a bearing out. It's got a a case behind it. I actually bought this for working on Harley engines. Spark plug socket sets. This is from Mac. Got a ton of different spark plug sockets and stuff. Four-wheel drive socket set. It's got all the different obvious sizes there. 12-point socket set, 29 to 39 millimeters. Big giant sockets that I almost never use, but comes in handy when you need it. Cylinder leak down test kit. Gotta have this if you do engine work. Find out where your problems are at as far as exhaust, intake valve seats, piston rings, things like that, so you know what you're dealing with before tear down. Funnel fill kit, balance installer, oil and trans pressure set, compressor clutch set, timing tools, a Euro trash stud set. Because the studs, because they use stud nuts instead of studs and nuts, the wheels fall off and have a hard time putting it back on, lining the bolt up. Throw two of these in there and reinstall the wheel. Don't use it a lot, but nice to have it. Torque wrench 3/8 quarter drive. This is a chassis ear set for picking up chassis noises. What else do I got in here? Oh, I think this set was $100 on the tool truck. So I bought it on Amazon for like $38. Pneumatic clutch fan set. If you can't get a fan clutches being stubborn, you can see this is pretty well used. Got all these different adapters for getting fan clutches loose. Thread on fan clutches. Sawzall, because you always need that fixing cars. And a chassis ear set from Blue Point. This works great if you can't find a noise. You put these on the different locations and run through the vehicle, road test the vehicle and see which sensor's making the most noise. Then you can move all four of them to that area and keep narrowing it down till you find your little squeak or rattle. It's a great set. Another thing that doesn't get used a lot, but it's very handy when you need it. BMW mini camshaft lock kit. Miscellaneous fluids and stuff I keep around. Some bodywork stuff, spray guns and clear coat. Gasket punch set when you have to make your own gaskets. This actually cuts the gaskets out with a hammer and punch. Make different size holes, so you're not trying to do it with scissors. locking hubcap set for getting off hubcaps when you don't have the key. Someone loses it. So that's about that. Now you've seen my cart, my cabinet, and my toolbox. But I got another one. You guys haven't seen my little cart yet, have you? Let's go take a look at that. This is my little cart for when I can't get my big cart in an area. I use this little plastic cart. I put some magnetic strips on it so that I could, you know, if you need a socket, instead of it falling on the ground, you don't have to all rolling around here in a big pile. I don't want to have a big pile of my sockets rolling around in there. So I just put these magnetic strips on so I can grab it, put it back on the magnet when I'm done with it without having to worry about chasing it. Keep my pry bars, blow guns, a short and long blow gun, dielectric lubricant, anti-seize, rust buster stuff, deep creep. This stuff is really good if you got rusty bolts you want to try to get off. Brake clean, silicone, razor blade handy, stays on the magnet. So I like to tuck it underneath a little bit. Battery carrying tool, pad for my knees. Down here is my brake piston tools, air gauge, another brake piston tool, single. This is for singles. This is for dual piston calipers. Fender covers, chains for engine hoists, fender covers, and straps in case you gotta do something with that. Miscellaneous bolts for in case you gotta do adapt engines to engine stands and things, and I keep funnels in there. Brake fluid flush. This goes on the master cylinder for when you're gonna bleed the brakes by yourself and not fill it in between. And then this is the vacuum bleeder that pulls the fluid out of the caliper. And that's about it. Good morning, Paul. Good morning. This is the induction service kit. So that's about it. I think you guys have seen all of my tools. I already showed you my scanners and all that stuff in the last video. Joe's on vacation, so his stuff's closed down. So, ready to fire up this day. You guys have a good day. Make some money. I appreciate you guys watching the video. If you're done with your number 2, hopefully you weren't driving while you were watching YouTube. Hopefully the video didn't go too long for you. If you made it to the end, I really appreciate it. Go ahead and smash that thumbs up. If you've ever had a ratchet snap on you while you're breaking a bolt loose and crashed your hand into the nearest metal bracket you could find and busted them knuckles up, go ahead and click that subscribe button for me. I really appreciate it, guys. Go ahead into the comments section and let me know what you think, if you saw some tools that stood out for you. Or thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Whew, that was a long video. See you guys.